2064 is a bill to add criminal history to the list of protected classes under California law. This extends legal protection to prevent discrimination in employment, housing, and in business opportunities. There is a false belief that when someone is released from incarceration, they are free from punishment as their time has been served. However, the reality is once someone leaves incarceration, they now face new barriers. We have seen numerous stories of formerly incarcerated individuals who have been prevented from leaving this past behind them. Imagine you served your sentence of 10 years in prison and became rehabilitated, graduated college, and are ready to enter the workforce. Well, you can't find a place to live because of your criminal history, allowing you to be discriminated against. Even if you do find a home, how can you pay your rent if employers can discriminate against you for the entry-level jobs? So let's say you do a great job, okay? So you do get a job, you have a home, and although it's basically impossible, you can't even open up a bank account because it's also considered a business opportunity. All of these barriers add up and can be easily solved if criminal history is a part of the protected class. This is not an impossible scenario of having criminal history as a protected class. I say this because Atlanta, New Orleans, Minneapolis, and Kansas City have all passed local ordinances to add criminal history to their list of protected classes. Kansas City's Office of Civil Rights noted rather than leading to an uptick of lawsuits, the ordinance acted as a preventative deterrent for discrimination against formerly incarcerated individuals. But I do understand that this is not a black and white issue, as employment qualifications definitely matter. Employees are given the tool of an individualized assessment to determine whether a candidate's conviction history is relevant to the duties of the job. Additionally, this bill does not supersede any state or federal employment or housing requirements that is needed to consider criminal history. I am committed to working with businesses and housing providers through this process to address their concerns, as employers and landlords are needed within this as well. Frankly, criminal history will follow any person until they die, and no amount of diversion or rehabilitation will remove that unjust stigma. But this bill is the first step in actually trying to reduce the recidivism and getting weight off people's shoulders with the least number of barriers. So once again, I am committed to committing to preserving the safeguards when it comes to schools, banks, apartments, and other entities, as in regards to the local, state, and also federal hiring requirements. I am committed to working with the opposition, including the Cal Chamber and the California Apartments Association, to address their overall concerns. It is not our intention to remove, once again, any safeguards that prevent someone within a conviction negatively, so to complete job duties and still be required to be hired. So I just wanted to state for the record that I am committed to working. Assembly Bill 2064, it does allow individuals with records to confidently step into the next chapter of their life, leaving behind the past that they've had. You see me. I face discrimination just about every day because of who I am. Me being a black woman. So my race, my color, and my sex. That same way that I'm being protected based on my race, my sex, and my color should be extended in the same way to people who have been formerly incarcerated who have served their time. I would like for you to close your eyes and just imagine yourself as being a formerly incarcerated person, a person that's from a black and brown community or from an LGBT community, and who was continuously being judged and carrying the burdens of your past. You doing that is adding layers and barriers that we continue to face over and over and over again. My goal is to combat these systemic inequities that currently exist. We must reverse historical marginalization and ensure that we foster an inclusive environment, meaning inclusive of, it is critical to combat the high unemployment rates. It's critical to combat the housing, the instability. But designating this population as a protected class, to me, means that we are challenging the system, we are challenging the current status quo, and correcting the narrative of them being called a second-class citizen, because that's something that's often imposed on them. They're not second-class citizens. We're not second-class citizens. And so we deserve to give them the utmost respect to be able to, as we continuously say right now, instead of just surviving, allowing them the opportunity to thrive. So with that, I know for a fact that there are some steps that we need to take to get this right. And I am committed to working with all relevance party, including the business industry, to do what we can collectively to get this right. So thank you, Chair and members, Vice Chair and members as well, and I respectfully ask for your aye vote.